Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel for another process video. Today I'm going to be working on my December daily from 2016 and I am working on day 21 and 22, and then after that guys, 3 more days left and I am done, and then I'm so excited to move on to my 2018. Alright, so day 21, I was like, you know what, I want to do something different. So I really didn't want to cover up too much of this paper because the spread is going to be about the ornaments that I picked out for my kids' Christmas tree. I kind of wanted to jump in on the fun of picking out candy ornaments. So I picked 3 that I really liked, or I bought 3 that I really liked that year. And they had a kick, or well, they got a kick out of mom, picking some candy ornaments as well. So that paper was really fitting. And so I didn't want to cover that up. And I thought, you know what, I want to have large letters, but I don't own any. So I'm going to make my own by using my Silhouette Cameo, creating several cuts, and then I'm going to glue them all by stacking them on top of one another and then gluing them all down, and then I'm going to heat emboss them. Now, as you can tell, it looked like a beginner's 101 with heat embossing. I made a mess. That stuff was everywhere. I dropped my Versamark ink pad into the glitter or the embossing powder, and then this first stuff that I used I did not like. I put some stuff on there, I heat embossed it. You couldn't even tell that there was anything even on there. And then I tried to use my Versamark again and it literally took off all the embossing powder. It was really, really weird. So then I decided to go over it with my Zing, and that color is Copper. I got that from a Tuesday morning haul. This color is absolutely gorgeous. And you know what? I have to say, my Zing, my Close to My Heart, and my Stampin' Up! Embossing powder has never ever failed me. I mean, it came and literally melted like butter. So here I am still thinking I wanted to stack those numbers up, and then in the end I was like, you know what, I really don't like that, even just the 2 itself, because you could kind of see a little bit of the depth, so you can see the white edging, and I just didn't like that. So I separated it, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down onto the paper. So now I am getting exactly what I wanted, which is large numbers. I wanted to heat emboss it, and then I wanted to keep that or expose as much of the 6x8 pattern paper with all those ornaments as I possibly could. So I'm loving this right now, and then I am going to go and grab my Simple Stories Christmas roller stamp, and I'm just going to grab one of those phrases from there, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of the tab right there that I created. Now, as I was thinking about this, I didn't really have an idea of what I want to do to the other side of the spread. So I'm trying to think about that as I'm sitting here working on this side. And I thought, you know what? I have 3 photos. It's going to be of the ornaments. And I had printed them several times throughout, from 2016 and even last year. And I could only find the one copy, and they were like 3x3 squares. That's what you see right there, and they weren't the best print, but you know how expensive Canon selfies are when you print the photos, that you just don't want to mess it up. And I was like, I'm not printing it again. It's gonna be fine. It's a little bit dark, especially with the one with the sleigh, which the picture does not do justice because it is adorable. It's actually one of my favorite ones, along with the Nutcracker. But so I'm just going to keep it as it is. But I thought, you know what, they're square, they're 3x3. What about making them into Polaroid, make them look like they were Polaroid pictures? So I literally took this scrap 12x12 paper where on the back side I had done some mixed media a long time ago. I did not like the look of it, but I'm not going to throw that away. I'm definitely frugal when it comes to scrapbooking because, I work hard and, I don't want to just throw it out. So I took one of the squares and I gutted out the center of it using one of my X-Acto knives, and I did not like the look of it. So I scratched that, and that's when I thought, I'm just going to make them stick the the photo down on that same size of cardstock, and then just make it look like actual Polaroids. Now when I think of Polaroids, this is totally dating me, but I think of back in junior high in the 80s when I had my Cool Cam. Did any of you guys have a Cool Cam? If you don't know what a Cool Cam was, it was a Polaroid camera that was super cool because it came with I had the pink and gray one, and it came with stickers like little quotes and speech bubbles that you could have put on your Polaroid camera. So I guess maybe back in the, and I never really thought about it, but I guess I was scrapbooking and didn't even realize it then. And so I have even still some of those photos, and so I thought, you know what, let me use some of the phrase stickers and let me write on the white banner portion, which is what I used to do on my Polaroid camera, or not Polaroid camera, on my Polaroid picture. So now I'm moving on to day 22. And day 22, I'm kind of, I had to take a break from it because I was kind of fussing with this for a while with, you know, trying to figure out what kind of paper I wanted to use, and I was just hem and hawing too long. So I went to the gym and kind of just wanted to clear my head. And while I was there, I thought, you know what, when I got back home, I said, you know, it's okay if the photos are going to be kind of in this similar manner where it's not really so much looking like a Polaroid picture, but just kind of lining it up in, you know, where it's on paper and so forth, and just have a few phrase stickers, and that's okay. I really like the simplicity of it where it focuses on the photos and on the story. So I talked about how in a previous video how I have this sticker sheet that I really need to use up because I'm getting close to the end, and so I'm trying to just figure out all the scraps that I can use, and I found some cardstock pattern paper from Hip Kits previous I'm getting all tongue-tied, Christmas kits, and so I'm just using those up. And then that's when I start thinking about, you know what, I haven't used my Silhouette Cameo in a few layouts, so let me do something with that besides the numbers. And so I went back to it because I really enjoyed making the numbers, and that's when I started looking up wreaths. And I just went to their store, I found a couple of wreaths that I liked, and I purchased them. And now I wanted to use just a half one for the title, and the title is going to be Game Night. Now those Maggie Home rubber stickers really gave me a hard time because I literally had to take out a chunk of this video because when I was trying to move or put down the letters, they were sliding all over the place, and so I ended up having to turn the camera off and go to my tacky glue and glue those down. Now I'm moving on to the acetate, and this is the part where I'm super excited. I had this idea, I'm like, you know what, I've got those Snow and Cocoa mason jars, I'm going to use one of those, and I realized that it's not really a sticker, it's just something maybe you put in a pocket or have to glue it down. And I thought, well, if I have one on one side, I'm going to need another one mirroring it on the back so you can't see the back of the mason jar. And it was very, very thick, and I was like, that's not what I wanted in the album. So I decided to go back to my Silhouette Cameo and grab one of the other wreaths that I had purchased as well. And this is where I get super excited because it came out so stinking cute. I love it. So I'm piecing it all together, and I needed to make sure that I created a circle die cut using one of my little thin die cuts for the center, and that's because I wanted to house the number 22 in the center of that wreath. So here I am just, you know, showing you how I'm putting it all together, and it even comes with the little berries, and I'm going to glue those down here in a minute. Now, Game Night, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit while I'm finishing this up with the wreath. Is my daughter won this game from the prize box from her classroom, and so she picked it and she brought it home, and it's called Tensies, and I was like, well, I don't know how to play it. And she goes, well, her teacher had taught her. And so she showed us, and it is so much fun. It literally, anybody could buy this game. I think you just buy the dice. You buy 10 of several different colored dice. So each person has their own dice color. And the person rolls the dice, and if it's a 5, then all right, so everyone's like, all right, got your dice, and then you just start shaking all your dice, throw them down, and if you have any 5s, you set them off to the side, and the first one that gets all 10 of those dice for whatever number that was picked wins the game. Really simple, so fun. And so I kind of documented that in my little journaling on one of the photos, and then at the very end I just said, you know, I'm really lucky that you guys love board games because we do a lot of board games. I love learning about new board games from anybody that does them. My kids watched the movie Game Night and had a kick out of that because it is hilarious. So if you haven't watched that movie, definitely go and watch that movie. It is so funny. But yeah, we love board games. So I'm just now putting on those berries, and I'm almost done. Now, if you have any questions, because I think I already have done this, I hole punch that acetate using my 6-hole hole puncher. Sorry, I've done this voiceover so many times. Like, I keep getting only to like minute 3 and get interrupted. And I'm just like, ah. I got that on Amazon, and I want to say I got it maybe 4 years ago. It was when I first bought my planner, because I thought I was going to do planning and decorate my planner, and that just didn't work out. So, but it matches perfectly with the Ali Edwards 6-ring binder. And I completely forgot that I had it until I was digging through my stash, and I was like, huh, I wonder if this works. And sure enough, it was like, yep, it lines it up perfectly. So it just makes things a lot easier. Do you have to get it? No. But I will say it made it a lot easier just hole punching it right then and there versus tracing out the circles and then making sure my hole punch, you know, punching it out 6 times and making sure I got it exactly right. This does it all for me in one little punch. So anyways, I'm just now doing the back side. Now, when I did this, I lined up the wreaths perfectly, and I try to do best as I could with that acetate, but that acetate was so busy. But I will say, because it's so busy with the circles and the snowflakes, even though it's slightly, I mean ever so slightly, not lined up, it's okay, because you truly cannot tell. In fact, you see me trying to move it, but that once that tape is down, that red double-sided sticky tape, it ain't moving. So I, it's like, it's Desiree, it is so ever so slightly that no one is going to tell that it's not lined up perfectly, unless you're truly, truly looking for it, and I'm totally okay with it. One thing I did do differently on this side, I thought I was going to put the numbers on the center like I did on the other. Instead, though, I ended up off camera, and it's not, I don't think it's in my photos either. I decided to stamp the word Magical Memories in the center of that one, because I want to do something different with my numbers on the other side. I absolutely love how the wreath turned out. It's so stinking cute. And that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, I would love to have you here. So definitely hit that subscribe button or that bell notification so you don't miss out on any future videos. You all have a great night. Bye.